What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Art of Ramp, intermediate ramp riding. Let's get started, all right? So, as we started out the beginner ramp riding, beginner mini ramp skills, we started out with dropping in and stuff. We're gonna start out with a new way to drop in. It's the frontside roll in. Here we go, all right? So, first things first, you're gonna approach the lip frontside, and I recommend that you find a hip at your local skate park to do this, because as you can see here, we're at the third layer, and in the bowl we have a nice round hip, and so it kind of cuts off some of the angle that you're trying to roll in frontside, and rolling in along the coping and turning in can be a little difficult. The deck is kind of short up here, it's about 4 foot width, so if I start over here and cut in, sometimes that can be a little tricky too. So I recommend, if you have a hip, that you take it along the, like here I'm going to take it along the wall, and then I'm going to slowly turn in frontside on my heels, lift up, and I'm going to roll into the ramp. All right, so that's what we're talking about tonight, the frontside roll in. Here we go, let's get started. Why not? So I got Danny Mabee out here filming with me tonight. Thank you, Danny. Let's talk about foot placement. So as we're rolling in, the one thing you have to remember with this is to lean forward as you lift up, bonk over, and then drop in, essentially, all right? It's kind of a little difficult at first because you are going to be floating in the air for a split second before your wheels touch, and that's what gets in people's minds. So I'm going to try to walk you through it the best I can to like eliminate all distractions that could be in your way and what you could be thinking. We're going to talk about the bailout pattern and everything like that, but here we go. Starting off with the foot placement, I'm going to take it in a riding stance. So I'm going to have my front foot positioned over the back hardware bolts of my front truck, and my back foot is just going to be right there in the pocket, hugging up next to the back hardware bolts of the back truck. So first things first, finding a good stance. Now I am going to be turning in on my heels, front side. As I go over the edge, I'm going to want to center that weight on my toes and my heels so my feet are more flat when I roll in. Normally when we're doing front side stuff, we're like up on the heels a lot, really light on the front toes. With the front side roll in, you're going to be on the back heel as you turn into the ramp, but as soon as you get your wheels over, you're doing a little manual over the coping. That's when you're going to center your feet on the board, lean forward through it, and just keep your eyes on your ride away, on the path you're going to ride away, all right? So I hope that makes sense. Here we go. We're going to start talking about the approach to this, all right? So again, if you got a hip, great. If you don't, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. Hopefully you can find a ramp with a bigger deck, and you can start cutting in at different angles. So at first, just do a straight-on roll-in, all right? Just like we talked about in beginner mini ramp, get used to riding right over the coping. Start adding speed. So in beginner mini ramp, we talked about just this acid drop rolling straight on, kind of roll up, rock in, right? But now we're actually getting into intermediate stuff. We're going to be increasing the speed. So we're actually going to be manualing through that, hitting the back wheels and jumping and bonking into the ramp, all right? Super sick feeling, let me tell you, all right? So one thing you have to remember when you bonk those wheels is to actually drop your weight at that time too, okay? So we're going to talk about that as we get into some of the demonstrations on actually the ride away. But here we go, starting with the approach again, all right? Starting a little farther back, intermediate ramp riding. What is skateboarding, you guys? Normal sports or professional sports. This is skateboarding, all right? I'm like, oh, this is extreme stuff. So you got to get kind of extreme, all right? Get in your mindset that you're getting fired up for this extreme roll in, all right? It's going to take some guts and some courage, but I know you can do it. Couple things are going to help you, obviously, knowing how to drop in on the ramp you're working on. Frontside kick turns. You're going to learn how to manual a little bit, lift up. You're going to be able to load the weight, unload the weight. And I'm going to do a video about that coming up soon, all right? Because that's kind of basic stuff, but I'll talk about it as we're doing this. So start a little farther back. And you're going to want to go with, you're not going to want to go slow here, but you're not going to want to go super fast. You want to get a good rolling speed. Now I approach just like I did right there. I went up to the edge and I did a heel stop, all right? So do that again. Get some speed, get set up, roll up to the edge, all right? Okay, whew, you're starting to get fired up. Now again, The main thing you want to do as you manual over and bonk over and start turning in is to allow yourself to drop into that ramp, all right? The ramp is the deck disappears into the ramp. That means you have to do that exact same thing. Get low, let gravity pull you down, all right? You don't want to be straight leg when you do this, especially the first time. Get low. The lower you are, the first time you do this, the first 10 times you do this, the easier it is to build the confidence and ride away. Here we go. Backing it up. So I'm going to show you a bailout pattern right now, all right? This is what I did the first couple times I did this. I came up, wanted to roll in. Oh! You're going to freak out too, all right? Almost guaranteed that you're going to have a freak out moment. Try to just step off. If you didn't see that, I stepped off my front foot real quick and went into a knee slide, all right? Probably going to have to get used to that. Do that a couple times. Here we go, for the ride away, all right? Things I gotta remember, as I approach, I'm gonna lift up, I'm gonna start turning in front side, and as soon as I get my wheels up and over, it's time to start leaning in. So I better have my head, my shoulders, my arms pointing, looking at where I wanna go on the ride away. That's the best thing that's gonna help you succeed here, all right? Lastly, like I've been saying, as you go over that edge, drop your weight down into the roll-in. Here we go, we're just gonna put one down right here. Again, what do I always say? On the exhale, here we go. Taking this with, medium speed here. Getting a little speed, set up. It's a great setup trick for your next wall. I use the roll in a lot actually because I like coming in hot right to my first wall trick. All right, so let's do that again. One thing about this exhale that I'm gonna do right here is I'm just gonna yell as I do the entire trick because that is a guaranteed for sure that I'm breathing out. So I'm gonna give a little war cry here. Here we go. Focusing on my landing, pointing where I wanna go. Setting up my front foot, getting a good push. Woo! Breathing out that entire time, all right? You're gonna take some bailouts on this. You're going to get used to that front side turn, and again, start going straight and then take it to a 45-degree angle, then make it a 25-degree angle. And I'm saying this with the coping, all right? So these are your angles that you're going to start here, then you're going to go here, then you're going to roll in like that, then you're going to roll in like that, all right? Then you're going to roll out, roll back in. Super fun trick, versatile. I hope this helps you on your journey out there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below if you like what you're seeing. Till next time, leave a comment, ram it down.